for some of you, frustrating for others. Just checking. I need everybody to have an opinion. This tragedy of the commons thing is totally behind me and I'm ready to drop the mic and move on. Or, you know, I'm kind of like, probably, maybe, I think maybe, let's double check. Or, I keep getting dumber every day. Okay, then let's see here. In a minute, column 6 and column 5, column 4 and column 3, and column 2 and number 1, I'd like you to discuss, is this a commons, what makes it a commons, and what's the tragedy part? I don't want this to take all day. I want to very carefully guide this. Ready, set, go. Ready, set, go.
Dude, hold me on this, I can't figure it out.
What?
I don't.
We want to share. I think it's things we share.
Yeah. It's hard to. I don't think if you use Wi-Fi up.
What about like a phone like even like someone uses like old Wi-Fi?
Oh, like a mobile data.
Yeah,
That's
mobile
good.
data plan.
Like a shared data. That's actually great. I don't have a shared data plan, but that's like a great.
Because then some people would be like, I'm gonna use a
I'm
whole
gonna
lot,
use it
everyone
all.
shares.
Everybody else has
If you don't use it, then you don't have a Wi-Fi.
Right.
Hey,
That's a good
yeah,
one.
Maggie was Had a gun if you were that shit. Yeah. They run the test.
That's true. There's room for improvement. It's consistent.
How many APs you take on the street?
It seems like things really slowed down right there. So look, some of you are getting frustrated. Isaiah, why do you keep talking about the same crap? I just want to make sure that we got this, and I probably won't be able to do this one-on-one. And I've been thinking about the collaborative commons, and I don't want to get trapped in redefining a commons. I want to make sure that we all at least see this definition of a commons. It's not that I lack compassion, it's that you're bothering me. Claire, this is the part where we got to start. Oh, you're streaming already. Who has a commons we haven't talked about yet that you're pretty confident is a good example of a commons? Yeah.
So my phone data plan is 15 gigabytes. 2 people out of 4 people use 10 gigabytes, and then me and my mom are only left with 5.
That came up in period 1. It's perfect. I love it. Shared data plan in a family. How many of you experience a shared data plan with family? Maybe you know what I'm talking about. For the purpose of this definition, it's an exact example. You share something without rules that can be exploited by one at the cost of the whole. That's a commons. The shared data plan is a perfect example of a commons. It is the definition example we were looking for because it's a resource you share without rules that can be exploited by one at the cost of the whole. So, Mom, quit streaming all that porn. I was trying to do my homework, and now I got the message. I can't keep going. You all understand how that works. Everybody wants to use the data. course, that's going to ruin the access to data for everybody in the family. Comments on this example? How many of you, because of the tragedy of the commons, have built rules in your data plan with your family? Really? So you're all wallowing in the commons? Yes?
My sister has a rule because she gets the data really fast.
Yeah. We have a rule at my house. Everybody has to stop using the phone when we're almost running out of data, except for me.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's a good rule, right? Works great. I didn't say the rules have to be good for everyone. That's an unfortunate reality of the tragedy of the commons, that the solutions are often flawed because they may not be just. Yes?
I said like the hot water supply we have at my house.
Oh, that is so good! Same thing! You take the long shower, which feels so good for you, everybody else gets stuck with a cold shower. I hadn't heard that one yet, but that's spot on. You all see the tragedy, right? Everybody wants the hot water, but of course if everybody takes the nice hot showers, then somebody is doing it for everybody. I love that. Anybody got another one? I like the novelty of these, yes.
Like a family refrigerator.
How so?
Like somebody eats all the good food in the refrigerator and everybody's stuff.
Yeah, I'm that guy at our, that's me at the house. I eat all the fruit. I also use the storage space. I'll take my wife's beer out and put my beer in the fridge. And she's like, dude, I don't have any cold beer. And I'm like, yes, nice to meet you. I was home today, so I did. Can I help you with anything, man? Yeah, I appreciate your work. What can I do?
I gotta look behind your TV.
Go for it. You want to do it now?
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. I have a new Velcroed Apple TV. And it works.
Good. Excellent.
It's slow to connect.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to fix.
It is like really slow. Do we have any more? Does anybody have I think we're going to get to the point where we're really showing off how good we are, and then the kids who don't get it are going to be like, oh man. Like, before I get another good example, can anybody ask me a question about what makes the commons or what makes the tragedy? Because if you know what your question is, I want to fix it, but I think just repeating it won't get us much further. Yeah?
Does it still count as a tragedy if the majority of people are being like out, and then there's like a small minority that are negatively impacted?
I don't know. That's a really good question. I think what makes it a commons is that we share it without rules, can benefit personally, and spread around the costs. That's the setup where we have the tragedy part. So those are the ones that get degraded because everybody wants access to it and it's going to get ruined anyway. Okay. So maybe if the benefit isn't personalized and the cost isn't shared by all, then that wouldn't be a commons. And, you know, for the purpose of this, you can call anything you want, whatever you want, but yeah. Anybody else? Do you have an example?
Public road.
Yeah, that's come up a couple times today, and I'm really glad. And I want to redefine the I think I know where you're going. Rush hour? Yeah. Okay. Can I rephrase your comments?
Yeah.
It's not the public roads themselves. It is the expectation of them being functional. You know what I mean? Like, efficient commute is a commons. How many of you know where I'm going with this? Let me try this out. You get on the freeway expecting to show up at your house in 15 minutes. There's no rules about how many people can get on that freeway, so we share that expectation without any rules. At 4:57, when everybody rushes onto the 101, you all expect to get home in 15 minutes, but of course you've made it into a parking lot. If you don't go, you're not getting home any faster. So, of course, you're just going to go anyway, and nobody's getting home faster because now it's a parking lot. That's a really good tragedy of commons. And we're talking about public roads, but I'd like to specify that I redefined that commons as not the existence of the road. You're not going to ruin the road, you're going to ruin its ability to get you home. So the commons is the expectation of an efficient commute, is the commons. Yeah?
Would like my home coffee pot be commons?
I don't know, do you share it without rules? Does somebody benefit at the cost of everybody else?
Yeah, because my dad always tastes all the coffee, and then it's too late for me to make a new pot.
I call this justice because he's the dad. But yeah, I see how that's a tragedy, yes, yes. And if you could muster the resolve to wake up early enough, it could go the other way, so. Yeah. You could theoretically get up early enough to take all the coffee, right?
He wakes up pretty early.
That's a dad comment right there. That's a dad comment. I know your dad. He would tell you to just wake up earlier. Make your own coffee. I hope that's what is that what you would say? Am I a bad father? That's what I would say. Anybody else? Are we good? Questions? I'd love to help if I can. You can send me an email or a text message if this isn't the right environment. You all got to get up to speed on this. Yeah?
I just have one, like, I was thinking about, some surfers have stickers that say surfing sucks because basically the water is like a commons and electricity people
Yeah. It is a great commons. That came up in another beer today. And I want to redefine what the commons is. It's the window to make the drop.
Right.
For people who don't surf, it's the opportunity to take off. Because you can only take off if the wave is still clean and you're on the right part of the shoulder. But of course, if we don't have rules about who gets to drop, then everybody's going to go for that same little spot, and then you all clutter it, and then you drop on somebody else's board, or they drop on your board, or maybe you ruin the shoulder for where they were going to have to make the turn or whatever. And yeah, so access to waves is a commons, and we all want to get one, because if not, we're not going to get one, so we all go in, and then in a crowded lineup, nobody has fun. Anybody who's been surfing a long time has been snaked and probably has snaked someone. Myself included. Are we good? Questions? I'd love to help. These were very creative and thoughtful examples. Did I already mention peeing in the pool? Hey, there's my favorite. You know you do it. You know you don't want to swim in everybody else's pee, but, you know, perfect example, since you already are. Because there's no rules. How are you going to keep somebody else from peeing in the pool? So you can just assume that it's already full of pee. So you know you do it. Is that good? You like that one? Peeing in the pool? The commons is a urine-free pool. Shall we talk any more about this, or are we good with tragedy commons? Did I already ask for the rabbit hutch? I did. Okay. Here's this thing that I do. Introducing something new. This thing that I do is I rush and I rush and I raise the intensity and I rush, and then we get to the exam, and then there's a weekend because my exams are always on Friday. And then when we show up at school on a Monday, I got to start a new unit. And in almost every single unit, I use a movie to start the next unit. Almost all of them. I gotta tell you, I think for teachers, showing movies in school is sometimes lazy teaching. Mine are probably a good example of that. But I also gotta tell you, I've thought about this for years, and I hold myself to a high standard, and I still think it's a good idea for a few reasons. Watch. For the students who missed the exam on Friday, I've got to create an opportunity to take the exam in a relatively low distraction environment. There's always a bunch. So out of 180 students, I'll usually have 15 or 20 who are absent that Friday, 1 or 2 per class, that got to come back to take the makeup, on Monday. And it's much easier to tune out the movie than it is to tune out my loud yelling, conversation, back and forth, punchlines, distractions. So for one thing, I do the movie for the kids that are getting back from an absence. Here's another reason I do the movie. You don't have homework that day, and normally you don't have homework. You don't have homework due on Monday, and you normally don't have homework to do Monday night, usually, for my class. So what this does is, watch this. Students might have to neglect another class to get ready for the AP test, for my Apes exam, for the unit exam. You might have to blow off math or English for a couple of days. So now, you get a couple of days to catch up in your other classes. I do a movie to start slow so that you can kind of negotiate your attention accordingly. A little extra attention before my exam, a little less attention at home after my exam. Also, I'm not sure that this sounds like a big problem for you, but to me, it's very challenging to shift gears. You know, I set all this up a while ago, but I need a little time to set up the next unit. Each unit, for me, is a chunk of independent preparations. The study guide, the reading packet, the exam, the lab handouts, the materials, any field trips I gotta plan, what I gotta do to get my TAs grading all of those tests. So for me, that transition is tricky, and I buy myself an extra day by having a movie on the day we get back. Finally, notice that some of you are coming with like no environmental science background. So instead of just like jumping in cold turkey on the first day of the unit and start talking about a totally new topic, I give everybody like 1 hour of pretty chill introduction to the material. Here's what's crazy. The series of movies that I show at the beginning of the units are almost perfectly aligned with our book and with the AP test, because the people who designed the AP test wrote the script for the series of movies and advised the building of your textbook are the same group of people. So of the 10 movies, 8 of them have the same content as our units. They use the same words, some of the same examples. They kind of build up the same way that the book builds up, which is the way that my lectures are going to build up. So it's a low intensity time that allows kids to do the makeup test, that introduces visually some of the basics of the upcoming unit. So I kind of feel like these movies are a good choice. Yes?
Do you just have to take notes on the movies, or would you just watch?
You do. Please look at assignment 1.4 in your study guide now. Questions 27 to 38. You're going to need that, and you're going to need a blank sheet of paper. And you're going to need to stop coughing. Oh, yeah. I know. I just don't know what to do. I know it's not on purpose. Oh, my God. I know you are. I know. You can't even breathe. This is horrible. My buddy trained his dog not to wag her tail. And so when she does a good job of not wagging her tail, he rewards her. She starts to wag her tail, and you can see this conflict. She's like, can't help it. And he's like, don't do it. And she's like, and he's like, good job. He's like, nope. She's like, It's pretty hilarious. All right. See how assignment 1.4? Assignment 1.4 is to answer questions 27 to 38. Just like the book, you include a little bit of the prompt in your answer. They're in order. While you're watching, you just like they go, whatever next is the next question. And you're going to lay the groundwork for a couple of our articles, and like unit number 2, unit number 3, unit number 4, and unit number 5 with the stuff that you write now. It always feels old. Did I mention the movies were made in the 1980s? I accidentally stole them from a church. I know, it really was an accident. They're like really sought after because everybody uses our textbook and everybody knows that this is the best set of movies. So they haven't been made in like 35 years, so they're impossible to find. You can do whatever kind of search you want. This set of movies is impossible to find. I found some at a public lending library of a church in New Jersey. Offered to buy them. The pastor's like, nah, bro, we don't need your money. That won't really help us. He says their mission is to spread awareness of a rare blood disease. And I was like, can I just buy them though? And the guy's like, no, that doesn't help us because we can only take action that builds our mission. I'm like, oh, I teach about disease. What if I included your disease in my lectures? And the guy's like, yeah, that would work. We don't really use the videos. I'll send them on over. Here's the name of the disease. I was trying. I wrote it on a Post-it. Then I lost the Post-it. I could probably track the guy down, but it seemed like a stretch anyway. It's been like it was a while before I lost it. So. Like now I have no idea how to find it. Anyway, check this out. This is a technology of the past called VHS. And I guess you do know what these are, but you've probably heard that they degrade over time and viewing environmental issues can make them worse. So this thing lived in a basement for like 25 years, during which it was rented repeatedly. And so they are really pretty crusty. I translated them to DVD, which is another technology of the past, I guess. Where's an Apple? So they're old. I'll let you know when the facts are outdated. That's rare. But the haircuts are always outdated. Sound quality's mediocre. The cars are all classic. And I guess you'll see for yourself. Like, it's a really easy transition to start the next unit. Like, I'm justifying to you my teaching decisions because I'm self-conscious about it, but I really do think it's a good call. Make sure your 1.1 is out so I can stamp it. Ask each other questions if you're not ready to go. Now we can stop the video, please.